so tired right now, but let's go, bro. I'm with you. Let's do it. Let's get it. I'm feeling it for our last series of the night. Let's get into Reynor versus Maru. Best of 5 here from the Thunderfire SC2 All-Stars. I was about to say we're in the RSL, but it's definitely not the RSL. We're just going. Let's go, Reynor. Alright, guys, in the bottom left-hand corner, we are going to have our blue Zerg player, Reynor, from Basilisk. In the top right, our red Terran from Vitality, we have got Maru.
Maru.
Maju? That was Roddy? It didn't sound like Roddy, did it? Oh, maybe I'm too tired to notice. Is this the only game happening at this arena? I mean, the entire tournament happened in this arena. It's going on all day. Is Roddy in China? Yes. He is at this event. ZvT, best of 5. Reynor and Maru. These two, you know, even when Maru seems washed and he's not Maru anymore, and does Maru still have, when all these questions are up in the air, I still feel like Maru always brings it to Reynor. It's one of those matchups I think Reynor struggles in a little bit, and he's had wins against Maru. He's had great comebacks against Maru. I mean, his 2021 Katowice online run was a comeback against Maru as part of that playoff experience. But, I don't know, like, I feel as though what I see from Maru more recently has me kind of expecting Maru to not be within that much of a chance against Reynor, but then I watch him play versus Reynor, and then Maru brings it, you know? He brings the fight, he brings the game. He brings the action for sure, so... With UC Link Speed coming up, we are going to have ourselves the Queen, the Ling on the way out. Couple commencers building from Maru, so just going to triple CC it up to start us off here. So that's going to be our starting point initially. Get this on the way. Let's see where things are going to go. Where are we going to go? Is actually a very good question. Again, Link's be coming up. Queen of the Ling's coming through. The Factory Command Center coming over. I see the extra barracks from Maru already, so going to be quite biocentric instead of going in toward the... instead of going into maybe what is the more typical kind of, you know, starport or so early. It's going to get that extra barracks up and get that Marine count rolling early on. He's also just reactoring Marines at the moment, so... No Reaper, and these Lings are coming across the map. Going to catch a couple SCVs, catch a couple of Marines, so some damage being done right away. And the Lings pull back over to the natural, going to try and nibble at the orbital command. It's going to lift off already. Factory is still building through the extra Marines. Building up as well. We get that on the way. To bring this straight in. Rotron, drones coming up. So the Rotron on the way through as well. Not sure if I like that against someone who is going for the second barracks, but... Obviously, that's something we're not, you know, completely aware of right now from Reynor's point of view, so he does not necessarily know that. Yeah, so we're trying coming up. We'll see where we go. Obviously, he saw a lot of Marines early, so I wonder if it's just the Marine count early. He was like, actually, I'm just going to get the Rotron just for safety, just in case. And the two Hellions gather together and just move over to the sides just for the moment. So again, sit up over there, take a couple moments right now. This Ling moving around a little bit. A couple Hellions coming across the Ling. It's going to try and hide in the corner again, away from those units. It's going to get found. As Reynor's point of view, always fun to watch because he's such a fast player. He's all over the map. He's looking absolutely everywhere. So he's always up to something. As the Lings gather back at home, we do see some roaches popping out. Obviously taking the forward base here allows you to spread creep forward nicely and reinforce forward as well. As the Hellions show up, you see them poking through, able to get rid of a creep humor or so that's spreading out. So shutting a little bit of that down straight away. Roach is doing a good job of just deflecting right now. Going to go into the carapace upgrade and the Roach speed, so a lot of that coming straight by. Stimpack about to finish. The medevac marine in production. Armory and double engineering bay will build. So Maru will have the chance to build the Hellbats in, but obviously he is looking to the future as well in the form of the engineering base that will be, like I say, much more set up for the future than anything else in these next few moments. Hellions end up turning around. Just gonna back out of this for a moment or so. Step away. And reset for a little bit. Oh yeah, that's happening down over there. Just going to be seeing the Hellions actually stepping on the creep for a little while, and they will fire a few shots off the Roaches coming through to push the units back to the other side. The Marines pick up a changeling that's hanging around over here as well. Just going to clean that up for the moment as the Roaches get back over, and the Hellions are going to end up in some more trouble, getting cleaned out for the next couple of moments there. So, yeah, a little bit more happening in that regard. Bane Nest, Infestation Pit all coming through. We got ourselves the hatch coming up as well. Melee and the +2 carapace still building. And a lot of that coming by just for the moment here. Again, one more upgrades. +1 vehicle weapons coming through. Barracks on the way. The Queens need to build. There's a lot of Roaches that are out. I mean, we're going melee upgrade, we're going high, we're going Bane Nest. So we are going to improve ourselves from these Roaches into the next phase of the game. Marines at the front will stim up a little bit and start to deal just a bit of damage in the early stage. Just going to get that on the go. Antivax load up. They're going to pull on out of there. So again, just going to pull back for the moment. The units will reload out to the center. Repositioning. Again, set once more. So, yeah, unloading back over on that side. Hive, drones, Lings and Banes, Ravages as well. Continuing up. The Bane speed is continuing. Melee and the carapace all building. Our factory finishing very shortly. Again, the adrenaline claws is coming by, +2 attack upgrade, concussive shells. Very passive, no? I mean, until the quintuple drop down to the bottom of the map, and it did get past all those Lings without being seen. I believe it did, so that's pretty nice. Because Overlord are going to see it right now, so now is our first real point of kind of recognizing just what's going on here as these medevacs move through and get into the main base. The extractor goes down. Just going to be having the Ling, Roach, Ravager, Bane coming around a little bit as well. This is really going too far. We're going to load up and save a lot of units so it doesn't cost you a lot of units, right? But hard to really say that this was anything shy of a little bit rough at the in the grand scheme of things, to be honest. Melee upgrades coming about. I mean, I guess it wasn't bad because, like I say, we don't do much, but at the same time, Reynor just deals with it very well. Heading straight into his Ultros cavern, the Viper on the way through. A few more units unload. Reynor doesn't see them just yet, so unawares of where Maru is going to engage in from. He just steps back. The Roachling Bane is going to be there to try and turn back around onto this, though, and he is going to jump into a few units. He just have to jump back into said medevacs. The adrenal glands and +2 melee build from Reynor, so they will continue up. That Ultra Cavern especially going to be rather useful here as the bio coming over. A couple creep teamers going down. The Banelings looking to roll in. Get some damage done as well. As you just see the T2 very much so still on the way by. +1 vehicle plating coming up. The Marauders and the Medevacs coming online as well. A couple of Widow Mines gonna fire. A few drones going down. Bane just gathers up. Widow Mine on the high ground gonna burrow. Just gonna see the imps backing away. Roach steps up and the Widow Mine steps back. Burrow back. That's a few drones, and that's a few drones over there as well. It's a much better connection. Actually a great connection, so fantastic stuff there. It is going to be a little bit of a pain point right now. Oh my god, Reynor, what's going on? The Widow Mines are just destroying him. He's just lost 25 drones in recent history. Maru at the front going to take down a bunch of Banelings as well. Ling's going to run across the map. Reynor says, not on my watch. I'm going to do some damage myself. And he's going to get a bunch of the SCVs right off the bat there. So a bunch of SCVs start going down. 13 so far. Turning a few Lings around to get the rest. It's going to be seeing 17. So we make up for a lot of that damage taken. But hey, I mean, those Widow Mines, you know, if they hadn't done that damage at this point, actually, Maru would be in trouble. He is starting to play cleanup here. Maru still on an army supply lead. Was poking toward the front. Obviously, it's a very aggressive map when they both expand forward because they're so close to one another. So both are kind of right there in terms of being able to try and fight and trade. Ultras, Lings, and drones building back. 3-3. Kindness continues through for the moment. 2 extra Ultras still coming by. The Lings in production. Drones producing through. Again, +3 attack upgrade going to be a part of this. The Lings pull back down around the bottom. And just sets up again. Commands into front into the top. Couple Marauders coming through. +2 vehicle plate and the 3-3 infantry upgrades going by as well. This is going to be a little borrowed Ling that gets picked off, so we're going to lose some map vision. Kind of funny, we had kind of a fairly passive start. Then that big drop actually didn't do much. And then all of a sudden, Widow Mines just killed a bunch of workers. And then the next thing we know, Ling run by is killing a bunch of workers. And both players have traded out tons of workers between each other over the last little bit of time, which is, like I say, a bit surprising. Good phone goal going to land, and Reynor going to get a catch there. Great. Baneling's going to clean up a couple of Widow Mine shots. Trying to get through to play some kind of save, but it's just not going to be soon enough or quick enough at all. Bio over here now unloading and heading straight in toward this hatchery and looking to pick through this for the next moments as well. So that hatchery taking damage. Going down. Reynor going to reduce back down to 4 bases. That's Reynor's issue, is that he doesn't have a lot of bases, and the one extra ones he's getting are being kind of continuously denied at the moment, so unable to really keep that on the go either just yet. Ling Ultra steps back through. A little bit more cleanup coming by. Ultra swipes and dices. Widow Mine sets up. A lot of Ling being Ultra gathering for now. Getting set to make moves. Figuring out where we want to go, as you just see the bio going to be there. Again, the Ling Ultra already taking some damage and getting pushed around for the moment. Ultra chasing, little fungal growth comes down again. Man, the fungals have been great. The Ultra at least here goes down before it does too much. Obviously could have been pretty scary, could have been a lot happening, but not quite going to be the case in the end. And the rest of that Lingbane Ultra just gathering together there, so joining that all in for the moment. Widow Mine shot goes off over to the side. The Lingbane Ultra gathering through. Bunch of bio just lifting up and escaping away. Just going to be seeing the Medevacs getting away from that bottom right side, trying to pull back with everything else. Seen a pretty contested game, to be honest. A game where really kind of anything goes at this current point in time. Maxed out armies. Reynor trying to really, again, reestablish just a 5th base he can hold on to. It has been difficult so far to get that stability so far. Some more Reynor point of view action in this game 1 here. As he moves around, just going to see the drone spreading. The Ultra will take a step through. The bio army coming across as well. Nice like auto tracking, neo steel plating. Coming up, the orbital coming through. Command center's on the way. This army's still being chased for just a little bit. Widowmine's going off, hitting the Overseers for a few moments. The Bio going to turn back around, push straight through this, get back in toward trying to deal some damage for now. Big shove from Maru. Obviously, this is where Reynor needs to try and stand up for himself. Only a couple of Infestors, a couple of Ultras available. The Vipers and low number as well. Only one of them at the moment. So it's a lot of Roaches, a lot of Lings. A lot of stuff that really just kind of dies. I mean, the Fungals that do land here are pretty darn good, and that's going to be a bunch of Marauders. However, the Banelings crash into those Marauders. So Reynor has to spend a lot to clean them up compared to maybe what you would have expected. If it was just Ling Ultra there, it would have been a much more efficient trade. For Banelings that Maru keeps stepping toward. Want to try and stay clear of that if we can. Our units gather up. Just going to see the Lings moving through. Fungal growth comes down onto a few of those bio units as well. Just going to see the Widowmines, Marines, and Marauders all coming up. The +3 vehicle plating coming about. Widowmine shot is going to go off on the Lings. And again, a lot of cleanup out in the center. A lot more Marine Marauder coming out. The mine's still producing through as well. So a lot of that coming online. We have ourselves the Lings, the Ultra. Continue to build as well right now. Marines in that command center also continuing through. And the Zerglings making their way back up the right side. Here on Tourmaline, game one. Already kind of a very interesting game. Very back and forth game with a lot actually starting to happen now. Reynor trying to hold in this forward hatchery. Crew spread really not that great. Maru just expanding en masse behind this whole scenario. Couple of Widowmine shots coming in. Ling run by you're going to see once again hitting the mineral line, and a bunch of those SCVs will begin to flop and drop. And a couple of Marines will try and fight behind all of that as well. Let's just continue to try and find a little extra as we go here currently. Corruptors, Ultras, Ravagers, Infesta. All of that continuing through. Just going to see a little scan coming about as we play cleanup on some of the Lings. Watching Maru's POV for a couple seconds as Reynor reborrowed those Lings within scan range. Rest of those Marauders coming through once again. It's just going to get set up one more time here. Aspire. Building from Reynor, which is kind of fun. Chance to actually go into Broodlords here and maybe make them be meaningful. It'll be fascinating. Widowmine's going to help to zone out this area and just feel as though this space is going to be a little doomed. So this one is going to definitely be in trouble. This hatchery goes down. That's an issue for Reynor. Maru is expanding everywhere, and Reynor is genuinely at a point of not having enough economy in this game. Like right now, the bank account is fine, but over time, Maru is going to be mining significantly more, and unless you start trading extremely efficiently against the Terran army, which is unlikely, you need some of these bases, is what it comes down to. So some of these bases are going to be an absolute necessity at some point soon. Once again, Maru just stands in the front and tries to fight again. Because of the Fungals, he kind of gets shoved back a little bit from this aggressive positioning. Well, hits coming in, the Ultra's going back the other way. Out of gaming, we even have Widowmines left around here and there just at the moment as well. Nice Fungal again. And some of these Fungals are just so efficient. Able to get so much. These Broodlords is going to be the... I mean, the Broodlords are going to create an issue, no? I mean, Maru does not have a lot of preparation against them. Obviously, missing Thors could actually still be a good addition at this point for them, but needs to kind of know they're there to do something about them, which right now not necessarily seem to be the case. Maru stepping back toward the middle of the map. Broodling's dropping down. Things run up. Just going to try and catch a bunch of this bio army. Trying to get straight across over there. We are going to see the Broodlords making their launch. In the middle of the map as well, like I say, we need some answer to that. We're going to build 6 Vikings. Because it's only Broodlords, we're just going to try and stim forward. Marines target down one of the Broods, and we do, for the moment at least, convince this to be turned away. Overall, though, the Broodlord's still coming by, and just going to be seeing the Marauders continue to come through as well. More shots coming about. I mean, we lose this forward base. Maru has other bases. Like I say, Reynor's been very limited on bases pretty much through this entire game. He's in a very awkward position where you kind of become, I mean, you're not right all in, still have some money, but it definitely feels like moments like this you've got to really kind of capitalize on, and we do capitalize here. This is an amazing push in, we get a lot done. A bunch of bio continue to chase back and continue to come over for the moment as well. As you'll see the bio chasing, the Infestor going down. It's going to be another nice catch for the moment. Drones transfer across. Ultra going down. Now the Lings and the Roaches getting caught. Reynor's supply is dropping here at the very end, man. He had a good push, and in the end, I think he's just going to land a little bit short, especially as now both banks have been spent. Now he just has such a large army supply remaining. Now at this stage, the Vikings are just shredding through the Broodlords. There goes one of your techier units that are going to be nullified at this stage. Last one about to drop. Widowmine's doing okay, but also splashing onto a lot of the medevacs. Maru just kites backward against those ultras, and for the moment at least, is going to be able to keep things going. Bludens going down. It's like lovely fungal. The ultras at least going to be able to capitalize there, man. Fungals have been the saving grace for Reynor, and obviously he meant to land some. But without the ones that he's had, some of them have just been fantastic. He really would have been in trouble without that ability, because, you know, he's he's definitely been under some kind of heavy pressure. And like I said, the Fungals have kind of allowed him to kind of clean up a group of units here and there a few times over. Infestor pulling back, a couple changes going down. We're going to turn around. Scans the Infestor. Nice catch from Maru. We're going to be able to clean that up. Good. Bio still shoving at the front. Going to be seeing this bottom base in some trouble. Run by once again. Reynor's just going to do so much damage. 16, 20 SCVs. Going to fall victim to the run by. Another great attempt there from Reynor just to get a little bit more done. We are going to see the Ultras trying to step through. Gotta be careful. It's a lot of Marauders, and the Fungals aren't exactly doing enough for you right now. We're very close to losing a couple of these Ultras as well, which immediately feels a whole bunch scarier. Ultras moving up this ramp. The Bio pulling back over. Just going to be seeing it pulling away there. The Medevacs are going to be there too. It's going to come over, and we are going to be seeing the Bio army pulling across as well. Bio still chasing. Ravager's going down. Reynor without much else to really do on this one. They finally have a good long game on the day. It's taken us a hot second to kind of have one, but it is going to come through as there's 25 minutes on Tourmaline, as we kind of expect between these two. Later game, kind of long, drawn-out tussles. It's definitely the way that they play this a lot of the time. Is yeah, Maru just has so much coming across the map at this stage that I think this one is looking more than likely a little bit doomed. Maru still has just 20 Marauders, 40 Marines. Again, he's been fighting with pure bio this entire time. Who needs the weird and wonderful world of of teching up? Just build bio, man. Did build some Vikings at some point as well, but that's going to be GG. Maru is going to close out a game one in his favor. Crazy stats, so thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting. All right. let's get into it. As we resume through, I just liked. Hell yeah. Appreciate you guys. EC454 probably just hasn't updated. It's definitely that. I just refreshed it a couple times.
Maru.
Now we got the crowd in the picture-in-picture. And the crowd really is just sizable, man. Like, it is great to see so many people just out there watching some StarCraft. It's genuinely amazing. Match gas pool, building straight in. We get set up here for a moment or so. Tournament stage is fire. Yeah, the stage is sick. Man, I wonder if this is the kind of stuff they wanted to put on with the World Team League, because originally the World Team League, the goal of the World Team League at first, World Team League was a big team competition in case you're not familiar as well. But the goal of the World Team League when it started out was to basically have live matches and live stuff happen. And obviously when it was the China Team Championship, we had an offline finals for it. That was when Firefly had some of his epic moments alongside Fantasy and Parting in Pixel 1. Long before he sullied his name. And, yeah. I mean, obviously World Team League was designed with the same idea in mind. Obviously COVID threw a lot of those plans out the window, but I wonder if they had this sort of stuff envisioned for like World Team League finals and stuff. That would have been sick. You mean WardiTV League? WardiTV League's coming. It's going to be, it was going to be like a January through February thing. It's now probably more like a March-ish thing. It's because of the way that some of the timings of things have worked out, so. So I went into YouTube and gave some likes. Hell yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you for helping the YouTube channel grow. I have to say, super appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you enjoy what you see today, guys, those subs, those follows will allow you to see when we come back tomorrow, which will be at the same time, so make sure not to miss it. Wonder why the tournament organized but on a heart rate monitor. I think it's like the cool new thing to do in esports to make people wear a heart monitor to see when they get stressed out, or to see if they're kind of cool as ice even though they're being all in. What's up, Coco? Did I sleep or did I pull an all-nighter? I did the attempted sleep. I went to bed early. Didn't work. Moved around a bunch. I reckon I had like an hour or so. Maybe 2. I think, maybe. I've been an all-nighter, to be honest. No one really knows. I was resting. How about that? I definitely did some resting. Sleeping, not sure. Resting, absolutely. Heart monitors is like showing APM just to show how superhuman they are compared to you. There was heart monitors at EWC, and I feel like they basically just said if EWC did it, we want to do it to prove that we can do it just as good or better. So I kind of feel like I might be inspired by that, to be honest. Impact over halfway done. The Hellion finishing up. Couple engineering bays building on in. Got a lot of that going as the spawning pool. Evo chambers operating for the carapace upgrade initially here from Reynor. Marines. A couple of Hellions heading across the map just for now. Let's just bring that through the starting point. The Hellions continue to cruise for a few more moments as well. Getting set up here. Marine Hellion going to step up onto the creep. The Overlord goes down as well. There goes the 4th hatchery. Maru. Solid push. Reynor does not contest it, so he just lets it happen for the moment, which is not ideal. Hellions will counterattack though and look for some damage here as well. See, the more creep we get rid of, the less control the map Reynor has, the more pushback that creep gets, and the more ability you have to kind of harass on the map from that point onwards as well.
적 공격 모르나요? 모르면 맞아야죠.
Hellions will come down the left-hand side. The Marines setting up. The 1-1 upgrades and combat shield will begin. Well, man's crashed through. A couple depots going down. Still not really much harassment really found here from Reynor. 66 now to 69 workers. Hellions continue. A couple group teams being picked away at already. Find a little bit of extra damage right away there as the melee upgrade still continues to come on in. And the +2 carapace will be a part of joining that. The Bane speed coming up. Finishing very soon. Yeah, 1-1 finishing from Maru very shortly as well. It's just going to bring that up. Get that on the way through, and the command center and the SCVs coming over factory, and the 2-2 upgrades coming about as well. Means the Hellbat getting up to the top side. Again, the Bane speed finishing in just a few moments. Melee upgrade, +2 carapace. A lot of that continuing through for the moment. We just have the Marines will stim up top. Hatchery gonna get jumped on, gonna go down immediately. Couple, well, cancel that goes in. Wildlings coming out the other side. Marines gonna be there to stim and say no to the Zerglings just for now. I don't know if he gets to drop into the main base. There's going to be Lings nearby. I'm surprised we're letting this drop, to be honest. But they've probably just stopped it from dropping in the first place. Maru lifts up against the Banes, loses a Marine or two. Has to be careful, because as you can see, the Queens are right there to zone the medevac's back the other way a little bit. So, able to push that back a little here. Maru just playing slow, steady, and patient at this point. As the medevac's come back around for now. Again, just trying to find openings, taking a moment here, taking a moment there, trying to see what's up and where things are going. Little stim up. The Marine Hellion gonna get chased away. Still got the 2-2 upgrades coming about. Drilling closing the vehicle plating coming up and online as well. So we're still getting just a lot of that on the way in right now. There's hatchery in this bottom side. Gonna fall. We can't really let you get a gold base, Reynor. That's just not allowable in this scenario. So just trying to make sure that that does not become too much of a factor too early on. As the Marines get threatened by the Ling Bane over here. A couple of creep teams still coming down. The Healing Hydra setting up as well for the moment. Lurker then building up the drone, the groove spines, +2 melee in the missiles. Again, a little bit of those, few of those bits and pieces still continuing up, so we take a second or so to get that all readied. We'll have Marines and the Hellbats pushing around the left-hand side. Gonna get rid of a couple more creep teams as well. Need to get that going just for now. Things looking to run down. A couple of Wooden Mine shots going to go nicely, and we are going to be seeing Reynor with a chance to chase through Maru. And he's actually going to have to pull back. Reynor is going to successfully get to Lurkers here, so he is going to make that tech all the way through to that tech here for us. Obviously, he had Lurkers in, And you can kind of play with those, your splash damage. 116 lings or something in the game right now, which really makes sense because if you're about to play with the lurkers, having lings in front of those lurkers to let them get into position is going to be imperative 9 times out of 10 to see success with them. As Little Mine finds a good connection. Maru gets a bit more damage done. The crowd goes wild. And we just have Knight's Network coming through as well. So Reynor looking for even more harassing options in the form of that Nidus. Makes sense, of course, as the group stuff continues to spread. The Hellbat's going to stand here, pulling back, kiting back. Ling's still trying to chase through. A couple of Widow Mines will get themselves burrowing and sieging and firing, or at least trying to fire against that army as it presses on forward. Maru already defending the 5 base setup, so he's just so quick and effective at getting to the high base count, the very comfortable numbers here. He does just become so effective for him, because now you're on this base count. Life is so much more difficult for the Zerg, because the Terran has the economy to really play through the rest of this game, basically, so that immediately is a factor. Wouldn't mind firing, a few Zerglings going down. Tank gonna get jumped on. Wouldn't mind still shooting through. A bunch of those Lings still dropping. Siege Tank fallen as well. The Banes crash through. 7 SCVs are gonna drop down dead. Make it 9, make it 11. Bunch of SCVs continue to go down at the moment. Just gonna see the rest of the bio coming through. A couple of Zerglings gonna get jumped on. The Hydra's coming over. 3-3 upgrade is gonna be a part of this as well. So 3-3 coming about, plus 2 vehicle weapons and plane on the way through. Marine Marauder tank. Widow Mine continues to come straight into play. The Hydras, the Banes, the Lings. All of this coming through for the moment here. Adrenal Glands now, plus 3 carapace. Building as we speak. At this stage where, like I say, Maru is set up nicely defensively. What he wants to do, you see the the splash damage and the tech units in general just coming out right now from Reynor. Those Vipers coming in. This 4th base goes down, so not going to keep a hold of the 5th base very well at all in the end, I guess. So going to get back on 4 bases. We kind of need to reestablish the 5th. Marines in the bottom left do not get the hatchery. Good transfusions going to keep that hatch alive. Now having to lift up this right side base as well. Not a lot of money banked up, and he drops down to 170 supply here, so it does actually end up in a little bit more trouble than I think he would have been expecting to. $36 Lings still all continuing into production, so again, we're bringing a lot of that out and into play right now. 2-2 upgrades coming through. Minus network going down. He's just setting up in general. Plus 2 missiles, plus 3 carapace. Maru at least going to return some fire and pick off a base in the top right. Obviously, Reynor's kind of rich in terms of bases, so losing 1 hatchery right now is not the most meaningful of things. He needs to try and make sure we don't lose too many units here, because the last thing we want to have happen is that we lose a bunch of units while trying to just harass around, and then all of a sudden you can't hold on against the main attack either. We saw that earlier today a little bit. That was in the OSC Championship. Yeah, that one was about 21 hours ago. But yeah, a little bit earlier on today. Fire on the bottom left is going to get a good push through. However, Maru's going to lose a lot in the upper right. Reynor is the one with the money to rebuild from this. Especially as SCVs keep dropping the bottom left. You can see on the picture-in-picture. Still being won by Maru, though, so he has continued to do very well there. Denies the top right base, kills the bottom left base. Of course, Maru, like I say, lost a lot, but might feel like he can justify it for the foreseeable future. 7 more lurkers coming about. The factory burns down with the Widow Mine producing on it. Fire stepping through again. A couple of Lings going to jump onto these SCVs. A bit more damage being dealt. Lings going down. SCVs gathering. The bio joining for the moment. The additional Banelings, the 5 Hydras, the few drones, all coming up right now. The plus 2 missile upgrade will continue to be a part of this. Iris scanning, trying to make sure he doesn't walk into any Baneling burrow traps. As the Medivacs again just rally forward in toward that main area. Man, how many times has this base been run by? It's just been repetitive, absolutely non-stop. The bio that's here that's left to deal with this is not exactly doing well either. Still may get cleaned out, so Maru losing a lot, having to pull back a lot more units than he wanted and expected to in order to keep this base alive. And even then, there's just Lings continue to go after those SCVs, so he's still going to lose a bunch of SCVs. Maru still hasn't really dealt with this as he goes across the map. He actually does lose the orbital as well, which is really kind of crazy. Things come rolling through down this ramp. Maru's supply is absolutely plummeting here. Obviously, a lot of it is in the work account, but that's going to be rough because he doesn't really have the economy to build back up into it, and that gives Reynor game number 2 of this series. We tie up 1-1 in the matchup. Asking when Heroes of the Storm will be great again. Maybe they're asking for Heroes of the Storm Invitational. Game 3 of this.
Reynor.
Best of 5. Reynor in the top right, Maru in the bottom left. Tied here on Right Rabbit.
Maru.
Heroes of the Storm still doesn't have a Chinese server, so they're asking for that to come back. Fair enough. Yeah, give them their Chinese server back, man. Ay. Typical Blizzard pretending Heroes just doesn't exist. Crowd looking great. Like I say, it's amazing to see so many people out there watching some StarCraft 2 and enjoying. Amazing to see. Very awesome as we just have. Hatch gas build coming up, the Rex and the SCV coming by. Get this underway. It's going to be seeing the spawning pool finish up at the back. So it is going to be that pool early from our Zerg player. So a few links coming up, maybe a little bit trickery and sneakery here from Reynor in the early stages perhaps. Some possibilities there, some chances of what we can maybe do. Just going to see the Reaper moving about, the Marina's on the way. Lings are going to come running down to the bottom side. Yeah, factory still building up just for a moment or so. CC coming about. Get this on the way. And get a lot of this coming back from the moment. Couple drones, couple queens coming over. The Lings are going to step forward. It's going to get into this base. It can go after that Marine. And already chasing the SCVs around and away for a little bit as well. So absolutely looking for some damage there. Going through, and so far a couple SCVs going down. A couple Lings still falling. We got 2 SCVs, obviously to delay the natural a little bit, but pretty well handled, pretty well dealt with. Obviously pulling the SCVs off the line and, you know, mining time being lost this early in the game is pretty rough for you as well, though, so yeah, a couple things to look at, a couple things to think on. Queen is just going to shoot, get a few hits off.
부속 건물 완료.
Drones mine away. Just going to see the Queen throwing an inject down. Just going to see that link speed still building up as well, so continue to get that going just for the moment. Link speed, Lings, engineering base, and the orbital alongside a command center building through for now. We're just heading into that bio once again, so just pretty consistent about the bio. Just playing very heavy bio too, right? Just trying to stay away from some of the techier units, it would seem. Trying to stay away from some of his own spellcasters, just kind of stay, like I say, playing heavy bio forces and trying to make things happen. The Lings, these kind of weird timing. Run bys have been great lately, and Maru does not raise the depot. So that's a worst case scenario because now you've got Lings in the main and natural. The Hellions pop out a good time defensively, which actually might save you a little bit here. Might give you at least a little bit of a chance as a few SCVs go down. 7 workers falling. The Hellions again after a few more Zerglings. 1-1 upgrade still coming about. Just going to be seeing the Rotron coming through. Lings and the Overlord building as we speak. 14 Lings coming up. The Rotron coming by. On one in the stem continue through. Armory coming about. Just going to be seeing the Rotron is about to finish. Bunch of roaches coming through, so Reynor settling in for this attack. 44 army supply of his right now is looking absolutely magnificent in the grand scheme of things right here, so definitely looking pretty good in that regard. It's a lot of Lings as well. Maru, he's going to have 1-1 upgrades. Having 1-1 is nice, but can we actually have enough units to go along with it? We're going to need a bunker. I mean, Reynor is going to strike hard here in the next few moments. This is going to hurt. Roachling coming straight across. Hellions and the Reaper just pulled down. The Zerglings get chased away. For a little bit of time. The Hellions have just missed this part of the Roach Ravager. Okay, now we're going to see these Roaches for the first time, and Maru is going to recognize that he is in some trouble. Down 40 army supply and no defense is ready. He started 2-2 upgrades, and his opponent's all in. So yeah, I mean, I'll let that do the talking for you guys here initially. We'll just have, I think, 0 hope of holding against this. I actually have, I don't think there's any micro you can pull off for Maru that defends this. It's just how one-sided it is in terms of the supply. Reynor playing cleanup across the board. Just going to run up here. It's going to be a nice, quick, easy game 3 out of Reynor. Very solid. GG says Maru. And he's going to be forced to play from behind for the rest of this series. Down 1 and 2. And Reynor a map away from advancing into the semi-finals here today. Parent player off their feet and not in the right kind of way. As obviously earlier, Solar swarmed Cure with roaches at one point as well. Reynor. Maru.
Maru.
Drone in the barracks. Both building through. Gas on the way from Maru. Hatch on the way from Reynor. Getting that up and ready. Thanks to the cast. No worries, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. All I ask is you come back and watch more in the future. And maybe, like I said, cheeky little like and a sub if you didn't already. Hatch, gas, pool, all on the way. Full drones coming up. And the barracks coming into place. Gonna drop a spawning pool into place for a couple of moments. Just gonna put that in position. A couple of drones coming by. Getting this set up. Again, that Reaper is going to be finishing in a couple of moments as well. So we just continue to get that into play for now. Get that into position here. What did the first game look like? Yeah, it was a 25-minute game. It's 25 minutes? The first one? Yeah. Reaper will show up. A couple Zerglings are going to come through, and the Reaper will start to take some damage. But he's going to end up getting some damage done in return, so Reaper takes some hits, stays alive, low HP, no queens out initially to kind of get the final shot or two off on it. And so Reaper gets out of there A-OK for the moment. Reaper hops up, still got a couple Lings and drones coming by, the Zergling speed building up at the moment as well. Yeah, Starport is already on the way through the command center building. The refinery coming up as well, orbital command building into place. The Hellions still continue through, and this Reaper just going to try and get as much creep spread as possible. Knows a bit of what's going on. I'm just trying to clean out creep and keep us as close a game as we can early. Of course, down 1-2. Maru in a must-win game right here. Speed coming up, and there's going to be seeing the couple queens on the way. Overlord and the drones continue to build by, and we do have ourselves the Cloak and the Banshee coming through as well. Reapers and the Hellion turn around. Again, just keep some map control. Don't need to do a lot as long as you're keeping the map control, right? Overlord. It's picked away at, so it's nice for Maru to find something like that early. Reynor runs into a slight supply block for a few moments. Still got the Banshee Hellion and that cloaking coming up as well. Armor Engineering Bay coming through from Maru. Refinery coming up. Getting that underway for now. Game 5 would be sick. You know, duh. Of course it would be. Let's come back around. We are going to get that armory up. So it's an armory early here from Maru. It's a lot of Hellions into stim behind this. Interesting combo. I mean, that's a lot of Hellbats if we decide that's what we're going to morph. Pulling away for a second or two there. So just going to try and steer out of trouble. A couple more moments. And we're going to be seeing the Hellbats morphed in. Preparation for this is pretty minimal right now, and so Reynor is not quite ready for it at first. Banshees had really good damage to the Queens, and we get through the Queen transfusions very quickly with the aid of those Banshees, adding on some serious damage quickly. However, at the tail end of this, these Hellbats are going to get turned around, and Reynor is going to find a defense. I'm not sure if we really lost that many Queens either. Doesn't feel, I mean, we're still on 7 Queens, so it really feels like no is the answer to that. Things just across the map looking for a couple extra units, but just not much to... Not much else to really see that. And there's barracks coming about, Carapace coming through, Lings and the Queen coming about as well, hatchery producing. So you can see the Lings will take some extra damage, Hellions will get through, those Lings off. Factory goes in over on that right hand side. On upgrades, again combat shield, vehicle plating, vehicle weapons, say rather than vehicle plating. But yeah, a lot of the upgrades coming by, and obviously Maru, as he finished the combat shield in general, will feel a lot more confident on the map with his bio play. The creep's starting to get around a little bit here from Reynor, a little bit out the front on the top side, a little bit on the bottom, already up to the 5 bases as well. Maru will cloak the Banshees and take the attempt to try and run in toward a few of those drones. One of them goes down nice and speedy. it's kind of about all there is for the moment, at least. So we wait and see. Man, he built a lot of Hellions this game, right? Because he lost a bunch of Hellbats already, and now he lost a bunch of Hellbats, and now obviously still has a good few left over as well. Banshee's still out on the map. We are scanning to clean some creep on the bottom side. Just gonna pick away at a little bit of that. The Hellions showing why they're still useful. Reynor seeing all these Hellions. Well, they're not as useful if they're dead, and the Hellbats will not even do that much to save them. The Banshee's able to go in after Hatchery here. Not Hatchery taking some damage, but the Queens are going to show up, and Maru going to lose one of these Banshees as well, so some of his harassing force continues to fall away, and Reynor definitely having a pretty solid starting point to this game so far. Definitely getting off to a pretty good situation in the early stages. Couple of Marines will come over. A couple of creep teamers being knocked down. Continue to play cleanup right there as we move through for a few more moments as well. So just coming straight across. We're going to see 2-2 drilling claws, melee upgrade and +2 carapace. Again, all of that continuing up as well here. So got that set up to play and party. Infestation pit from Reynor as well. He knows where he wants to get to. That hive tech is going to be pretty key for him in this match, you'd imagine. Building on both sides. That hive coming up. The 22 Zerglings coming in. Queen's going to be there. Banshee goes down already. Things to try and get a catch. Obviously, the Marines can step backwards and trade well at least. However, where are we going to go here as Maru? Because Reynor's on his way to that Lurker Den. Maru is yet to really show us a game plan without anything that isn't just kind of pure bio so far. So Lurkers are probably not going to love playing against that. Brings him through. A couple of Banes get jumped on. Creep team is spreading. +2 armor coming through on the engineering bay. And extra goats coming about. The tanks coming over. Planetary fortress. The extra missile turrets building as well. A couple CCs. Just continue to produce through. I mean, Maru's just happy to play the long game here. That's what the extra command centers say. He's happy to play long, camp out a little bit. Maru at his finest. Like, he is absolutely happy to be the Turtle Town if he needs to be, and there's been many a game he's won where he's just frustrated Reynor by sitting there and letting the game develop in his favor over time. Out of the first person view, just see a group of rocks falling. The adrenal gland still halfway. The +2 melee is still building. Seismic Spine's coming up as well. Still going to have ourselves the +3 carapace, the Overlord speed. Those Zerglings coming through as well. We're not going to be seeing that bio continue to fight against those creep teamers. So a couple creep teamers beginning to go down. Damage being dealt. Okay, those Lipper is already nicely set up just here to play defense on that side. We see the triple ring set up as well, so you see everything that's coming your way. There ain't going to be no surprises from Maru here in this game 4. If he's under attack, he's going to know exactly that it's coming well in advance. Well in advance. It's great info in this game, honestly. Well, Lingbane is going to run through. Just going to be seeing Reynor, obviously, at this stage wants to try and break through a lot of these bases. Wants to try and trade effectively into the Terran while he has a bank, and before the Terran can establish one. This is a great starting fight. 2 planetaries go down, 20 SCVs. This is a fantastic beginning, honestly. Again, +1 missiles, +3 carrot base coming up. Bling Bang continuing through. South the rest of the upgrades coming by. The Ghost in production. And continues through after the missile turrets. It's clearing out the bottom side of the map. Hatchery will go down. A couple of the broodlings dropping as well. Maru at least getting some bases in return, as I don't know if Reynor's going to find himself through another base here. The thing is, right now, Maru's 4 bases, so he's not as spread out as he was before. So do you really want to kind of go while he's only on the 4 bases, or what do we think our plan kind of becomes? I'm not really sure what our plan becomes. I mean, I think you want to keep pressuring, but most importantly, you want to deny the 5th base. Maru's trying to take the upper right as the 5th base, right? So he's obviously going for a different direction. He doesn't feel like the bottom left is going to be something he can hold on to easily. As Maru goes down at 150 supplies and burrowed banelings connect onto the Ghost as well. We'll cancel that hatchery up, but this was definitely not a pretty scenario we're dreaming of here. There's Maru. He is down a lot. That's a lot of banelings morphing in, jeez. I think Reynor smells a bit of blood in the water. I think he knows he's taking some good trades. Maru did not re-establish a 5th base quickly, which is not a good sign for the Terran. Usually if they lose the base, they're replenishing it almost immediately. So the fact that that didn't happen, big deal. Blind and Cloud here going to knock down a couple of these tanks straight away, give us easy access through to those liberators. The tanks will begin to drop. And does Reynor find a chance to keep pushing through this direction? Loses a bunch of supply, rebuilds a bunch of it as well, so replenishes what he loses right off the bat. His bank account right now is absolutely in a state to afford that. 5k, 2k is in a very good position for now. Couple libs coming through, another scanner coming out. Hydra Bane continues to run out of there. Bio pulling back over. As well for just a moment. Again, tanks, libs, SCVs, all of that building through. Going to see a couple of shots coming in. Reynor coming in from 2 sides. The Baneling wave is going strong, and he's going to start trying to get towards those ghosts. The tanks are just about going to save the ghosts. So the ghosts will not go down. And that is massive as Reynor goes into the rebuild. I want to see the production tab. 100 Zerglings. Yeah, it was going to be high because he lost quite a lot here. The thing is, Maru, like, he's just hanging on. And he really is just hanging on because he's just about 150 supply. He's got no money left over. He's mining significantly less than Reynor as well, so that's obviously not pretty in the long term of things here either. That's another issue to think on. But we have to, at some point, really consider what we're going to think about it, I suppose. Hey, what's up, Cyrus SC2? Thank you so much for the 21-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate you. Zergling's going to run up this ramp. Just going to be seeing the Ghost going to be there. Turn that back around. Hydra Bane coming through too. There we go. Bane's just going to run forward. This base is incredibly important to deny. This is the 5th base of Maru. If you deny this, he's not going to have the continued mining he really wants to have in this game. So you're not going to be able to stand up on 2 feet if that forward base, if that 5th base doesn't stay up here. We knock it down. There's a new base building nearby. I imagine that's going to replace it, but it's going to be a constant just churn of trying to replace that specific base. Because Maru needs a 5th. And right now, so much attention from Maru to the top right of the map. Reynor's got enough attention away up over there that the bottom left, he's just taking the base that Maru originally wanted for his 5th. And he's starting to mine from it, and there's just zero contest. You know, there's just zero contest to that at all. Which is a little bit shocking, I suppose. Yeah, a little bit shocking. I mean, Maru, okay, he's going to move down there now. He's going to start to kind of do something about it, but even still, it takes some attention now. It takes some units. Bane running in again. Not going to see a lot of the Lings getting around the Ghost or anything. The Ghosts seemed like they took a step away, and the Lings were never interested in them again after that. The Banes just rolling through. Reynor's given up a lot here. That was not a good fight for him. That was a much worse fight for Reynor, where I feel like he doesn't get that much value for what he's kind of bringing to the, for what he was trying to bring to the table there. Now Maru going to kill a base over here as well after clearing out the bottom left sides in general. So there's still a couple bases over there, but it makes this game a lot more playable if Maru doesn't have those other bases to then mine from. And Vex Peel back over to the right. Bio, Medevac, Lib, we're going to set up for a little bit as well. We keep moving through. Banes, Hydras, Lings, Viper, +2 missiles, all building right there. We're going to see this Queen going to get picked away at as well now, so just going to start working through that already. That's that Lingbane Hydra again, just escaping out there. We will be seeing the Blinding Cloud coming down. Just going to be seeing the Banes. Going to dive on through. Just going to game towards that planetary. We are going to get the 5th again. Again, that's just a constant that you want to go for. But Reynor is running... I don't want to say he's running dry money, but he's spending a lot to keep this going. Like, his bank was much more up toward the 5k point at some point. It's a little bit less than that at this stage. So, yeah, it's definitely been going in the downward direction. Spire still coming online. Just going to be seeing the 2 more command centers. The Siege Tanks, the Marauder coming up as well. The Infestor and the Banes coming up. +2 missiles will build. Fire down to the bottom left side. Just going to aim for this hatchery. The Zerglings. Going to pull the trigger. Reynor going to run through on this. I mean, he actually has... He was not maxed out before this started. He is going to end up backing away from it now. His supply is equal. Reynor still has some money to spend. Maybe thinking, what do you spend the money on here? He's making a Spire. What can we go into off the Spire? Maybe he just goes Grey Spire? I was kind of thinking maybe we make some. For a moment I thought maybe Meters, but that's just such a horrible idea. Of course, there's Marine Ghost on the map. Just thinking of a way to maybe pull your opponent around a bit and get some value and so on. Maru retaking the upper right again. Maru just knows he can't let the base go 1 up above him on this. Do not let that 5th base come online. If he lets that 5th base come online, all these trades here have been for nothing. So he needs to try and make sure he gets that 5th down and killed it on the side of Reynor. Obviously, Maru knows he needs to take this 5th base and get that operational. He knows he needs that economy. What's great is if he takes the top right, he's going to see the other base in the low ground just after. So all of a sudden, Maru goes from 4 bases to 6 cozy bases. So that helps out a whole bunch. Maru with a lot of army supply in play at any single point right now. They're out on the top side. So Reynor loses another base. Again, he's mining the bottom left. He'll try and retake the original 5th base of... Yeah, Maru, he puts that drone on that hatchery just now, which, again, makes sense because any resource you can get a hold of is great. And if you're not going to go after the top right, maybe you can put some defense on the bottom left-hand side instead and just try to, again, win the out-mining game. We've just got to peek at resources lost in this one to see exactly where the players have been at in terms of their trades. The fire stepping through, a couple creep tumors going down. 22 minutes here currently on the Ruby Rock. Knight is in the main, and Maru recognizes it, so he's going to unsiege the tank that was there defensively and look to target that down. So that shouldn't be able to go off. If it does, it's going to be super low, and it'll go off just after it finishes. Brood Lord stepping forward. So trying to play these Broods. He played the Broods in that game 1, didn't go well, but I think if he consolidated the Broods together in that game 1, he might have seen much more success. In that game 1, these Broodlords really got kind of thrown away and given up a little bit, I feel like. Canceling this hatchery on the top side here. And continue to put the pressure on that position. It is the topside push that Maru has seen some success in. What he looks for success in right now as he chases over to the top for a couple of moments. Neural Parasite coming up. The rest of this going through. The Broodlords are going to shoot away at the siege tanks for a couple of moments as well. Demons Burrow up. Ghosts in the main base. Need to remember where they're at. They don't want to just be left alone here. Broodlords are going to start making some steps forwards. The Liberators step over that right-hand side. Thors, Hellbats, Vikings continue to come through at the moment. The Neural Parasite continues to build into play. The Lings going to launch themselves over that right side. Depot going to get jumped on. The Thor and the Hellbats coming around too. Love the split on the Lings, just trying to force multiple scans, at least multiple army positions. Just you do that quickly, trying to make Maru waste some resources attention-wise, as we actually do manage to catch ourselves a Ghost, but then we get every Infestor EMP'd straight after. And the Ghosts are still going. Reynor going to try and run into this Ling Bane with this Ling Bane force. He's going to get this planetary. He needs to get that planetary. He's going to say, let's make sure we finish it off. A bunch of those SCVs go down too. Like I say, important denial. Reynor's up against still a lot of army supply of Maru, and that only looks scarier right now. 134 to 100 if he rebuilds into army. Be truly terrifying as the Ghosts chase, the Vikings chase the Brood as well. That Lingbane Hatch is still coming through. Hatch goes down. Cancel on the top side, but we do have the base on the 6 o'clock. That is now mining from Reynor as well, so that base has been denied a couple times. But right now, at least it's staying up, and that's the most important thing to note. Yeah, Maru's going to try and take the same base on the opposite side, so really trying to split this map evenly in terms of bases allowed. Obviously, Reynor's done a good job of mining from the other bases when possible. So it is still going to be overall more resources available to Reynor over the course of this game, because Maru, if he takes that top base, it's heavily mined already. Whereas the bottom base did not mine much before Reynor denied it. Stopping this base from mining too, and again, just trying to win the war of attrition, which we end up in right now. That's going to be seeing the Thors and so and company just running forward for a couple of moments, stepping through for a few. Scan coming down. Maru investigating what's up here as we are going to see that scan dissipating. The fungal coming down, the the Parasite bombs coming down. Big fight from Reynor. Maru does not have money to really rebuild out of this. The Thor's all going down. It's a lot of Hydras left over. They're going to get the Liberator. And Reynor comes out of this 160 to the 107. His supply looking amazing. And maybe good enough to get himself the victory in Hangzhou. This is obviously a chance to play Clem in the semifinals tomorrow. Hero versus Soul, the top semifinal already. Clem versus the winner of this will be the other more legend matches tomorrow too. MMA versus DRG, Rogue versus Oliveira. Investors are looking for the Neurals. I presume we have Neurals, so spreading those out and looking to cause chaos here as Reynor looks for a killing blow. The Infestors set up, they're lurking forward, and in we go. They're going to neural up the main units. Tanks getting caught. We do drop the scan. We drop some fungals in return. The Ghosts are going to be pretty much low, and they have to evacuate into a medevac. Lurkers now show up onto this base. The SCVs have to run away, and this is going to be Reynor now pushing Maru below 100 supply, below 80 supply even. Hydra's chasing forward. A couple of snipes come through, finish off that siege tank. Take what you can get. Again, the snipes getting Reynor off a little bit. Reynor, who is out of money himself, so cannot really afford to lose the army that he has. 65 to 53 army supply. He's been doing well. There's still a few ghosts remaining. This game is not done or decided just yet. So you guys have to tab to stop the ads playing on Twitch for a moment or two. I dropped the snooze down, so apologies for the alt tab. Going to be seeing the couple Hellbats coming through before the drones. 5 of them going down. So 5 workers go down. Just a little bit of damage being gleaned from here. It's going to be seeing the lurkers burrow up again, aiming at that orbital. Tank's going to fire in return, put some damage out. Like they're still firing through. Snipe going down. Playing clean up here. And for the moment, at least the lurkers get pushed away as well. Shoved forward from Maru's. Army supplies are still dead even. Reynor only has 1 Infestor, 2 Vipers, and then 13 Hydras more or less. He's going to build some Corruptors. So I think he's saying if he can build a few more Broodlords, he can just win this game, and I don't disagree. Handful of Snipes available, a couple of Vikings is about it for anti-air, so I don't disagree. I do think Broodlords maybe do end this if you can get a decent chunk of them up that don't just get cleaned up super quickly. Four Broods, Corruptor, Medevac, Hellbat. A little bit of everything coming in there. Hellbat's going to step across, so they're just going to move through for the moment. Just going to be seeing the Queen getting hit by the Hellbats as well. The Hydra's going to join up together. Lurker going to fly it through. Ling's going to chase forward. There goes the Hellbat. There goes the Ghost. And the Abduct is nice. And now the Viper's out of energy. And what's funny is that this base becomes so important right now as well, because trying to mine from here is one of those things where it's like, well, can't really let that happen. Reynor can't really afford to rebuild a hatchery there either. He's kind of mining out everywhere else on the map, and Maru's army supply is rising up once again. The Broodlords are looking to try and swing the army supply. A big investment that, like I say, we're hoping there's not enough of a response for in this low-tech game. An Infestor burrowed underneath, chilling, waiting, lurking. What's it going to do? What's it going to grab with this Infestor? Nothing, because it gets taken out, so it falls, and now we chase on through, going after these Broodlords. Reynor's army supply is just not there anymore, man. It's actually going the way of Maru, isn't it? We chase in. There's not a lot of anti-air. There's a few Marines, and it goes. We are transfusing the Broodlords to try and keep them alive. The Hellbat's pushing forward. The tank shoving in. Reynor just trying to kite for these Broodlords to get rid of any and all anti-air, but we're not doing it very quickly because the Hellbats are killing the Broodlings off. Reynor does not have the economy to build anything else beyond this. He can build a few scraps of units, but there's a bunch of tanks that will just siege, and even unsiege are going to be extremely powerful right now as Maru got a bit more army up and running. 30 minutes here on Ruby Rock, and I believe we are on the verge of a Game 5. I think we are on the verge of a Game 5. I don't know what else to say. I think we really are right there. Tanks going to fire up onto the hatchery. Damage being done. Base will fall. Damn. I mean, Maru is on the scraps of the remains of an army. I thought Reynor had it. That fight where he neuroed a bunch of stuff, I thought he was going to be okay, but lost all the Infestors in that fight, unfortunately. And that became very costly in the end, because that was kind of the end of having a high amount of spellcasters. We're not done yet, obviously, as you can see. We're going to keep scrapping through. Reynor takes the hand off the keyboard. I think he knows it's not exactly looking good for him. He knows what that previous army looked like. He knows what his current army looks like. He can put 2 and 2 together. He's going to try. You never know, right? It's a long enough, crazy enough game that you never really quite know, so he's not going to give it up just yet. One more Hellbats and Ghost coming up. Siege tanks coming by. We're going to get the Lings just running by onto this fresh planetary fortress. Trying to deny this. Get 6 SCVs. I mean, Maru is only at 22 workers. Reynor has 51, but where the heck are we mining from? Another attempt to mine from this bottom side, and now Maru knows the importance of denying this base. He knows he can't let that happen, and so in he goes immediately to make sure that no, it does not happen, will not happen, does not allow it at all. Reynor has to say GG. Maru's going to take us to Game 5. One final map coming up today. Maru and Reynor will go the full 5-game series, and boy, did this day deserve it. We had a lot of shorter series today. This one will not be that in the slightest. Alright, game 5 coming up here in a couple moments, guys. I'll just nip BRB one moment, and we'll go game 5. I've just been up all night, so... Again, I apologize. I know at certain points I'm quiet, and I'm maybe saying some very obvious, just boring things, but... Just trying to battle through to the end here on the limited sleep that this tournament allowed me to get, so... Appreciate you hanging in there with us, and let's enjoy the final game of the day. Of course, more action tomorrow, more legend matches, the semis and the finals. Very exciting. Reynor, first up on the intro. And I spoke over it. Maru, second up on the intro. I'll not speak over his.
Maru.
And thank you for tuning in. We just broke 3,500 viewers across Twitch and YouTube in that last game. Long game, who knew? Long games help with the viewership. Who knew? And just to clarify, guys, in Clem's interview, he said, I think me versus Reynor is always a good series, and me versus Maru would be really fun, because a lot of people want to see my Protoss versus Maru. So, I mean, considering that also, you know, the fact that Clem has not played a TVT in years at this stage, I think there's a pretty good chance that we do see PVT if Clem advances through. It's a good month for SC2. Hope it continues. Absolutely. Do now part as well. Just take a moment to say, if you enjoy the WardiTV content, obviously you can support the channel by the subs and everything. But we also have the Patreon page, which means you can support our tournaments. Obviously, this is not one of our tournaments. We run a lot of WardiTV events, and if you would like to support them, you can do so at patreon.com/WardiTV, where 100% of anything you pledge goes directly into StarCraft 2 tournament prize money for the players. Even the transaction fees, we cover those to make sure that anything you pledge goes into prize pools. So do check that out at patreon.com/WardiTV. Hatch coming down, Reaper coming over. Throw some grenades down. A couple lings are going to be there. We're moving about again. Just going to be waiting for this little bits of early game to play on through. Dimu, thank you so much for the fresh Prime sub on the channel as well. I appreciate you. Thank you very much indeed. Siege 412 on the 1-year resub on the Prime. Can't believe this took a whole year. Man, it's gonna be crazy when you find out how long the 2-year resub takes. Yeah. I don't want to be in the room with you when you find out. Please refrain from figuring it out for a while, please. Thank you. Thanks for coming up. Queen's on the way. Barracks and company on the way up. Command Center going to be an inclusion on that. And yeah, that's a couple of extra barracks coming in early from Maru. So double engineering bay now as well. So yeah, he's just kind of ranking up into the barracks, and it's going to be a lot of Marines in these early stages. One of the finals tomorrow. So the semifinals and finals, the rest of this event is all tomorrow. We start about the same time as we did today, so about 8 hours ago. Only tomorrow, so in 16 hours time we'll be starting. So we'll be starting up in 16 hours time. Man, Maru is just going 1-1, stim. Bunch of Marines, bunch of bio. 3rd CC flying into position. No factory in sight, right? But for the moment, at least, seems like he's going to be getting away with it. Yo, Papa Mitch, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. Appreciate you. Probably shout those out afterwards. I'm just intrigued by this build of Maru, and I feel like it's going to get aggressive soon. I'll try and give it some attention. Thank you so much, though, for the 10 gifted. Appreciate it as always. Thank you very much indeed. So now a factory comes up. Mainland that's coming down. Lab building, couple drones building. Queen is on the way. Like I say, it's just Marines, but we're going to start getting into a very good position with them as their upgrades finish. You're going to start being in a very, very solid position. So a chance perhaps to get some value there. Starport building up as well, so we're going to be very powerful very quickly here. Like I said, on the side of Maru, we're going to have a bunch of bio with upgrades finished. The Starport will finally kick in. The Armory's a bit late to start 2-2 right off the bat, so he's losing a little bit of the edge on the super fast upgrades, although they're still going to be very ahead of the upgrades that Reynor holds, which are the double Evo chambers building at the moment. Not GG still coming about. The melee upgrades coming through. Bane speed, Burrow all coming up as well. And melee upgrades are still coming through. The Hydrogen building on in. These Marines are going to be so powerful soon. 2-2. Gonna be knocking on the door sooner rather than later. We do have the Hydrogen just about halfway done as well, so bring that Hydrogen up. Melee upgrades, the Bane speed all building by also, so a lot of that coming through. The Feelings are running around, looking for the counterattack as the Marines get through here, or the surround, take your pick. You're gonna see those Banes finishing, there's a lot of them, so we're just gonna be forced to lift up, back away, and Maru is quick and simple about it. And 2-2 still building guy. Lang is going to chase. Marines are going to back it up. Just going to be some of the Banes still coming over. Again, the melee upgrades continuing through. The Burrow coming about. Ling Hydra on the way in for the moment as well. So bringing this straight by. We're about to finish 1-1 on the side of Reynor, and then we're really not far away from 2-2 being available on the side of Maru. So like I say, upgrades are going to even out for a short amount of time. What we do have for Reynor is obviously a good amount of creep spread, because Maru obviously took one step on the map with those Marines, but otherwise he's been pretty passive. He's not had Hellions in the early game to establish map control with either. So there's just a ton of bio. We're still building Hellbats 2 at a time as well. And this commitment is on its way across the map. The Lings catching a few units. Obviously we can kind of kite some units backwards here. We're going to leave the Marauders. We're going to try and kite the Hellbats a little. Few Hellbats just to soften those Lings up while everything else deals the damage would be huge. That's exactly why we're probably adding a bunch of them on right now as we speak, to get that exact plan of action up, operational, and just truly underway at the moment. Go to mine, gets rid of a good few Lings, but not too many of them. I mean, Maru wants to go across the map. He's going to start going to 3-3, so obviously he's still looking to, extend the upgrade lead further again, but there's no way you don't want to start trading now. The longer you wait, the more chance you give Reynor to get more stuff up and running. Right now, you've got a ton of bio, you've got, basically maxed out army, great upgrades, splits nicely against the first few Banes that roll down this ramp. The army continues to push forward here. We're going to be seeing the rest of these Banes still coming over, but losing a few more. Maru's supply is still solid, as is Reynor's. Within 5 to 10 of each other at any point. Okay, now 15 because Reynor just spammed a couple units out. Army of Maru is Hellbat, Medivac, Marine, Marauder. He took the MMMM and he made it MMMH. Oh, now he's going to go MMMM. 4 mine. The 4M's coming up. He's going to go. I mean, he's channeling a bit of innovation. Has he been talking to innovation this weekend? He might just have been, because he's kind of setting up in a very innovation-esque style with the mines now on the way as well. But, I mean, are we actually looking okay here as Maru? Like, he's obviously getting to do what he wants to do. But is that enough? Like, when are the trades going to come in that are going to be good for him? You know, when is he going to be able to take the fights that are exciting? Because I fear that his issue is going to be that he's going to find out that he kind of needs more of the mech units. I mean, the mine's doing okay for now. We're going to clean up these lings. It is a lot of bio, do not get me wrong. It's a lot of bio. I just feel like it's also a lot of Zerg now on the map. Lurkden on the way. I mean, once Lurkden's up, there's no shot that we get this done with just bio units. So then we're definitely going to need to mix things up a good bit instead. Orbital just floats over. Bio comes across. Just him down to that bottom right-hand side. Oh, let the Banes do some tanking here. The Ling run by does not do much this time around. Losing a lot of the Lings to the units that are just back there. Maru coming in from all angles, playing this around. 3-3 is about to be done. I can only imagine that with 3-3 finish, we have really nothing else to wait for here, apart from perhaps the opportunity of what your opponent is doing, but surely we go with 3-3 and just kind of push in aggressively. Now, it is Lurkers available here from Reynor. He has them finished even, so Lurkers are on the map. That's a problem. Maru surely... I just don't see how you attack in as Maru against freaking Lurkers with what is nigh on pure bio at the moment. I think these Lurkers are just going to shut down what Maru's trying to do. And then maybe Maru has to mix it up. Lurkers, wait a little bit. Now fire, not the most exciting of hold fires. Maru just steps away, says I'm not going to trade over there then. Going to try and bait you into fighting over here. Marines on that bottom side of this fight. Going to tank a bunch of the Bane shots initially. Now Maru is kind of attacking into the Lurkers on the picture-in-picture as well. Army is getting completely swept up. I mean, I just don't know what we were trying to really do here. Well, I think he was trying to put on a lot of pressure with a lot of bio, but I think the moment really passed him by. I think it got away from him. But now I think he's in a ton of trouble, as you obviously saw Reynor starting to win some of these fights, and there's just no way to really reset right now if you are Maru. You know, there's no way to just be like, oh, hold on a second, let me kind of start going into this, because Reynor's going to start the the aggression and just keep it going through and through. Like, he's just not going to stop. I mean, I really felt like there was moments where Maru, I mean, he pulled back a couple of times against run-bys, but I don't think that lost him all of his opportunity in this game, right? Run-by of Lurk is already on the 4th base. Maru in trouble over there. Maru in trouble over here. Maru in trouble pretty much any direction you want to look in right now. Shut your eyes if you're a Terran, because it ain't pretty. The mineral lines are getting murdered, massacred, and all sorts as Reynor looks to get another win over Maru in recent history in offline StarCraft 2. 3-2, Reynor goes to day 2, the semifinals against Clem tomorrow, as he knocks down Maru in a 5-game epic to take this win and to move on over. GG's. Crowd is loving it. And we will obviously have a winner's interview from him here soon. Guys, if you want to watch a rebroadcast, we'll be starting that up in a little bit once the winner interview and everything is done, once the show shuts down for the day. So if you're looking to catch up on the games, you can do that, or the full stream is available on YouTube as well. Once again, before a bunch of people leave, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you all, and it's been amazing viewership today. So yeah, I appreciate you guys.